Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's block is called Small Change. It is block 16 of 25 in the Grandma's Kitchen Challenge hosted by Sloan. This video is going to be a voiceover because my microphone stopped working and I had to get it fixed. You're going to make a bunch of half square triangles. I don't know exactly how many, there's a few. I'm only going to show you one though because I did already do the others. I just laid that ruler down in the middle, corner to corner, and I drew a line on either side. I do prefer the sew lines over the one in the middle and sewing a 1/4 inch on each side. It's just my preference. So I did that and I sewed them. Now I'm just going to cut right down the middle. Then we'll iron it open and trim it. I'm just going to use scissors this time because they were handy. And then we're going to iron those open. That open because I only needed one of it. So you're going to have some extras, which I'm saving. I don't know if I'll use them in this quilt or an accent pillow or something with whatever's left. I am just using a fat quarter bundle, so there might be some left by the time I'm done. I'm hoping I have enough because I actually don't know. So I lined that up on the diagonal, making sure there was enough to trim off on all 4 sides, and I trimmed off the first 2. Then I don't know why that's blurry. Then I line up the diagonal and then the corner point and the 2 lines on the bottom and side. Then we have the perfect size. I'm a big fan of cutting bigger and trimming down. It's what works best for me at this point in my life. So there's the block. I do have most of it, well, not most of it done. I have some of it done, and then now I have all the half square triangles. I've sewn some together just because it's straight line sewing. I had to flip it to be the same as the picture. Now I'm just going to sew it into rows, except for the bottom 2 there. I have to sew those together before I can add on the white piece. Sorry about that, getting so close. I was just putting my ironing mat under it. I'm showing you how I have some of it, or I'm telling you how I have some of it sewn together already. Like I said, I'm going to just sew rows. And then this goes by pretty quick, I guess. I don't show all the sewing. Making sure I have my placement correct. Then also the top rows together and the bottom 2 that are partial rows. I'm just pinning it there, making sure all my seams nest and line up, which they did pretty good, I think. I'm not much for voiceovers. I hate that I had to do it, but I really didn't need 2 of this block. So, you know, here's where we are. Sorry, I'm doing some ironing while I'm doing this, so I'm not wasting my time. Not wasting my time, but I'm utilizing all my time. And then it's pretty boring there. I'm just pinning. I also have had a busy week, so I haven't had many videos out. The pharmacy I work for is being remodeled, and it is it's a experience, we'll call it. It's almost over. Again, I'm just pinning, making sure my seams match up. And then I took you with me to sew this time. The little pieces there, that's actually what I'm ironing. They're just scraps from the other quilt I was working on. I've got all those blocks sewn. I'm going to do a video of all the things I'm working on. Maybe this weekend I'll do that. Get it out soon. Sorry, I don't mean to be quiet. So we are, let's see, what are we? Man, we're just sewing it up. I also, in this video, added the extra borders for the pieces that need it, or the sides that need it, which is actually the bottom and the top. And this piece actually completes our 4th row on this quilt. So I have sewn my 4th row together. I haven't sewn it to the top 3 rows, but I will, because I like to have it as done as possible. Because it's just who I am. I also use my mat there. It's just a Cricut mat, and the pins go in it and haven't ruined it yet, so I find it convenient to have them right there beside me. And then we lay it back out, and we're just going to sew the middle piece to the top, and then I'm also going to sew the bottom left to those 2 pieces. The block came together pretty quickly. I'm not sure. I probably would have made some of these pieces just a solid piece had I designed it, but I see where she was going, because you could make it scrappy, which would also be beautiful. And then, yeah, I'm going to sew that. And then it goes together. Just one more seam after those. Yep. Now we're just going to sew the last one. Again, matching up our seams. Very important. Well, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you didn't, so I don't know about very important, but, and there's our borders. I don't know why it goes blurry. I do apologize. I already sewed the bottom 2, and then you sew 2 of the bottom ones, and then you'll sew the side one, and then you'll sew the final bottom piece. And I don't think I really don't remember if I did that on camera or not. I guess we'll see. Because I'm not sure. No seams to line up there. I'm just lining up the edge, making sure it is the right length. And honestly, if it wasn't, that wouldn't have been a big deal to me either. I would have just trimmed it. And if it's a little off on the size, it's a little off on the size. I guess I did take you with me for that part. I've almost got all those little 2 strip sets together. Just a couple more, and then I'll sew them into 4s, and then I'll probably decide what I want to do with it. I started quilting by hand, so hand quilting the one quilt I had. I don't know if I like hand quilting yet or not. Let me know if you do hand quilting. Leave a comment down below if you do hand quilting, and let me let me know if you like it, or how much, or yeah, how much you do it, or just what you think of it. I'd be interested to see or to hear. We're just going to iron that open. And then just the last bottom border, sashing, I don't know what you call it. And I did cut over on that one because I still have my salvage on it. That's what I was pointing to there on the bottom. I didn't bother trimming it because I can just trim it off after it's done. And it's really the same thing. No chance of cutting it too small. And it worked out great for me. Now we're just going to sew that down. And then we'll be done. Oh, I really like this quilt. I love these fabrics. I don't know which I like more, the quilt or the fabrics. Probably the fabrics, since, you know, I paid for them. But I do really enjoy working with this fabric, and this pattern is, I do like a sampler quilt. I'm not much for it now. I've made some, and I have some I'm designing now. But I'm not much for a 1-block or 2-block quilt. But I have one I'm designing for Christmas that is 2 blocks, and it creates a secondary pattern that I do really like. So I'm thinking about doing a sew along with it. Let me know if you're interested. Oh, I'm putting my piece together there to sew. To get this piece off. And then we'll iron that open. Well, I'm going to trim it first. And I'll just take the rotary cutter and my little square and snip it right off. I really like that rotary cutter. I didn't know one could go so smooth. I'll have to get more blades, just in case. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you're making it, and I hope you're enjoying it too. I'll see y'all next time.